Good morning, everybody. My name is Chris Yee.
I'm Wendy Yee.
And I'm Roy Kennedy.
This is Board Game Breakfast.
It is.
Do you know where your children are? Hopefully in school. Is our kid in school?
Our kid's in school. She's eating breakfast at school. We're
My
good.
kids are at school.
All
I
is
don't
well.
know if they're eating breakfast, though, but probably, hopefully.
Well, this is very thematic. All breakfast all around. This is another great episode of Board Game Breakfast. We'll have contributors. We'll have some announcements here at the beginning. But first and foremost, we'd like to thank our sponsor for this episode, Pandasaurus Games. If you would like to enjoy yourself one of these Pandasaurus games, maybe an upcoming one that you can get a late pledge as an award or as a winner of the contest, you can email us at contest@dicetower.com. In the subject line, put the word, what's the word?
Foxy.
That's right. Do your best Jimi Hendrix impression as you type out that word.
What game are we getting, Chris?
It's called The Fox Experiment. This is this is the new Elizabeth Hargrave game that they kickstarted. It's currently in late pledge right now, but you can win a copy of it. It's a
genetics game with dice.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love how much science she has in all of her games. It's really cool.
There's like Punnett squares on each one of your little foxes. They're not actually Punnett squares, but it makes me think of that. And you're building up traits and you're making them breed together so that hopefully the babies have some cool traits too that are similar. It's very sciencey.
People are saying it's like a roll and write, but it's not actually a roll and write game. And so you're creating the traits that you're multi-generationally passing on for domesticating foxes. Very interesting game. We have a live play of it on the channel if you want to go see it to get excited about it. So we'd like to thank Pandasaurus Games for sponsoring this episode. I hope that you win.
Retail edition USA only.
Yeah, it's USA only for a retail edition of the game. Which I'm not sure what the difference is between retail and Kickstarter, but
There you go.
same great art, same good look and everything.
Yeah.
So there you go. Thank you to them. Also, I'd like to let you know that today, this very day that you're watching this, is the last day to do early registration for Dice Tower West convention, for whom shirt I'm wearing.
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
I did.
Wow.
I actually
Way to think
thought
ahead.
I was looking through, I saw my Dice Tower West shirt, and I'm like, now I'm just going to go with the Star Wars shirt.
Same thing.
Yours
Same
is a
thing.
Star Wars shirt?
Yeah, it's Japanese Star Wars. This is sort of Darth Vader. Well,
Look, there's Vader over there.
Oh, Vader's over here. He's on one side of it.
Oh, there's Boba Fett.
Exactly.
Boba Fett. Anyway, Dice Tower West, fantastic convention in fabulous Las Vegas. Come out to it, game with people, one of the friendliest conventions on this dang planet, nay, in the galaxy.
Exactly.
You can come meet plenty of us, play great hot games there. There's going to be a big hot games area. If you do early registration, you get a discount off of your convention ticket pass. You can do it after today, but you're going to pay a little bit extra. So
You can even do it at the door.
you can do it at the
you can
door.
get tickets at the door, but yeah, it'll be a little bit more expensive.
Yep. So come see us in Las Vegas. There you go. Any other announcements that we got to do this morning here?
I think we're good.
Sounds great.
Let's watch some contributors.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Maple University and the Dice Tower. Today is a happy day.
Indeed, here we have
Happy City. So this is a really great filler.
This is a tableau, it's a light tableau builder from a year or two ago now. You're building up a city tableau of 10 cards, and it's actually exceedingly simple. There's only really income and then population and hearts, which you multiply together to get your points. So there's very little on the cards.
Yeah, that's why it makes a really great filler. And you kind of like draft the card, and it's slightly different draft where you flip open and then draft. So you don't actually flip open immediately when someone takes it, but at the start of your turn you draft. So you open the building up to 3.
Yes, you can choose whether to open cheap buildings or expensive buildings, which will give you different ways of playing, and there's surprising depth to such a simple game.
Yeah, highly recommended. This is from Game Right. Happy City. Indeed, it's a delightful building game.
Very cute cartoon art as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, that's it. Maybe you have played it. Let us know in the comments below. I think this is just worth the play with family as well. Just really simple, nice game. Thanks for watching.
Right.
Hello, Proti here, your remaining content creator, and today I will continue my series where I will talk about a specific part of a game, and today we will talk about Canvas. In Canvas you are trying to make pictures based of 3 transparent cards that you are overlaying and putting in a sleeve. Of course, first you see the picture. It's interesting. It's a combination of 3 different pictures, but on the bottom you have different symbols, which is actually what you want to do in the game, to find the right symbols, make the right combinations, so that you are able to score the most points. And in every game you have some scoring cards for that specific game, which is giving you points depending on the different combinations of symbols that you make on your 3 pictures. And this is what I wanted to discuss today, is a scoring card that I really like, and it's exactly this one here, which says you have to have exactly 6 symbols on your picture so that you get a ribbon. And I really like this. I don't know why. It's really fun to create those pictures, of course, and you have 4 different scoring cards, and you can try to score more of them. And if you just have this one, this is easy. You have to have exactly 6. And then if you have other scoring cards which are giving you 4 different combination of symbols, you can work towards them. But important is, for this one, it's really easy, and I really like it to work on. Okay, I have 6 symbols, and then I try to find the correct 6 symbols to have it in my painting so that I get points from the other ones. So my point is it's a really nice one to have. I really like it, this one with the exactly 6 symbols in the picture. This is for today about Canvas. Have a nice break.
I remember back 40 years ago.
Yeah, me too.
We were all alive then, right?
That's a joke, because
Clear
collectively,
memory.
if you added all of our ages, it doesn't even equal 40. We're infants.
I think Chris math's wrong.
Well, I don't have to math correctly in this little gem of a game
You don't
here.
have to math at all in this game.
This is called Left, Center, Right, or LCR. I don't even know what people
I
call
think
it.
Roy will love this game because he's all about that randomness.
I mean, I do like randomness. I just like meaningful decisions. But this game, I've actually never played Left, Center, Right. This game has 0 decisions in it.
Literally 0 decisions. You roll dice, and those dice tell you exactly what to do with your chips, whether to send them left, right, or put them in the center.
And you
Guess
want
what?
to have chips. When
You roll as many dice as you have chips, up to 3, right?
Up to 3.
Up to 3.
Up to
That's it.
3 dice.
Whole game.
Yeah, so I've never played this one until we started talking about it. We're like, oh, this is the game from 40 years ago. Mike somehow found an ancient enough website that runs Flash. And we sat there and we played the Flash
You
version
didn't.
of LCR.
Oh, how long did it take?
Well, Mike lost tremendously fast,
I was about to
folks.
say, you can lose on the first roll, right? Because
You
if you
could.
roll left and a center and a right, or just a whole bunch of lefts or a whole bunch of rights, you could just literally, you can roll all lefts, and the person to your left now has 3 chips, and you have none. And if it gets back to you and you still have none, then you lose the game immediately.
But wait, if someone else on their turn rolls a die and gives you a chip, you're back in the game.
That's what I want out of my games, to be kicked out and brought back in.
So we were reading a little bit about this on the WikiHow, which is where this picture over here is from. You know how WikiHow always has the exact same illustration? Like they have the same artist who just
Yeah.
does everything. Here's a recommendation of how you can make your game of Left, Center, Right even better. Hit it, Mike. Put real money on the line.
Quarters.
I mean, it's about the same as going to Vegas, right?
I could see this. I
Less
could see this
fun?
be exciting for kids just randomly doing whatever. Not saying that kids should gamble their quarters, but
No, they
you
should
know.
gamble chiclets. That's what we did as kids.
See, and it's interesting because people have this is one of those things where you say, is this a game?
Right.
Do games have to have decisions? It's kind of like Candyland.
It feels like a simulation.
After this, I was like, there's got to be a definition that games have to have like some sort of decisions in them whatsoever. And I think it's more of along the lines of like, well, as long as there's a rule set and there's winners, it still counts as a game technically, which is crazy to me because like for me, it's like I don't want to play a game normally that has no decisions whatsoever. But it's also interesting is this game is everywhere. Like
Yes.
it's on shelves and like it's like and I mean it's popular enough. I guess sometimes people just want to play something where they turn off their brain completely, and they could just toss dice and move things around to.
It's a
have an
family
activity,
activity.
you know?
You're all sitting down together. You're talking.
Yeah, I mean,
just process.
for the fact that it has very little rules overhead, I can see why it is as popular as it is. But also, clearly, if you're watching this show, you probably would look at it and say, like, I want to make a choice in my game.
Right.
Given, I do feel like there are plenty of dice games out there that once you've decided on like best practices, it almost plays itself.
Right.
Games like Zombie Dice or Farkle, you know what I mean? There's decisions, but you almost always can like automatically just
Easy
lean
to
towards
know the
something.
base
Yeah.
decision,
Yeah. I think my favorite definition of game that I ever heard was an activity with some rules that you take part in simply for the sake of doing that activity. Right? So like gambling isn't a game per se because you have an objective. You're trying to win the money. You're trying to win all the quarters in the world. Playing sports professionally is taking a game and then turning it into a contest of sorts.
Are you saying the Super Bowl was not a game?
Correct. Well, there's another motive
But people
for
call it the big game. That doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, you're not allowed to say Super Bowl on the channel. The NFL's coming for your head right now.
Well, are we allowed to say
Super Bowl of
LCR?
soup. There you go,
LCR
that's
is
what I
gonna
was
get us
saying.
too.
But I like the idea of a game's definition being taking part in an activity simply to do it, because I think that this game is trash. I think that this game is moronic, and it amazes me that it sells. But at the same time, people enjoy it.
Right.
People have fun with it, even if I think that as a high elitist class board game reviewer, I thumb my nose at this. But people like it for some reason.
You're arguing it's still a game.
That's crazy.
I would argue it's still a game. If you bought it and if you have fun with it, then your experience is valid.
Then you're wrong, is what Chris is really saying deep down inside.
Thanks for reading between the lines.
Yeah.
Between the lines. So anyway, a judgment on left, center, right. Do you have a score that you would give this?
Is a 0 allowed?
I haven't played, so but yeah, I would definitely give it nothing. But also, it's still crazy to me how things like this get so popular. You know.
Yep. That book has been judged by its cover. Let's watch some contributors.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany.
From Ren Bethany Board Game Reviews.
All right, today we're talking about Boop.
Boop.
This is a 2-player abstract game. You have these cute little kittens. They're hopping around on a mattress. What you're doing is you're trying to get 3 of those kittens in a row. If you're able to do that, which is very challenging because they're all bouncing away from each other, they're going to upgrade into cats. And once you have cats, you're trying to do the same thing. You're trying to get 3 of those cats in a row, and that is how you win the game. This is an open information game. There is no cards, no dice. You're simply just placing these cats on this board and watching them bounce around and all the chaos that ensues.
This is definitely a game that we could take on like a coffee date. Like, because it's really fun. It's not super long. We're still completely engaged because it's thinky, but it's also just like super cute, right? And it's not taking up the whole table. So we can each have, well, I'd have 3 beverages because I drink way too much. Just like I'd have water, tea, and coffee. That's not the point. I'm saying that Boop can still be on the table while I'm drinking all of my beverages.
And I think it's because of the great presentation of the game.
Yes.
You actually use the box itself as the kind of the platform for the game. This is an adorable quilt that you put on top of that. And then you have these fantastic little meeples that are these meeple cat, well, I don't know if they're meeples per se, they're cat eeples.
Keeples?
And then there's keeples. So you've got these kitten figurines and these cat figurines. They're absolutely adorable. As you can kind of see from the artwork, it just gives you that same feeling. The presentation is fantastic, but again, it's also very confined to the shape of the box, which is fantastic for, like you said, a coffee date.
Yeah. Well, if you want to hear more from us, make sure to find us on YouTube. We are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. Everybody, this is Ren and Bethany. Hoping you have a happy, healthy breakfast.
Bye, everybody.
Guys.
Some people in the chat were asking about some stranger named Tom. Do you have any idea who that would be?
The Hat Man.
Hat Man.
Hat Man.
He's the Hat Man.
Other app. Anyways, Tom is getting more dental stuff done, but he will be back. And in fact, what's happening with Z is going to be with Tom at 11. It's pushed back just a little bit. So they can do what?
With Tom and Z.
They can do what, Roy?
They can snap.
They can snap. They can Marvel snap.
If you want to leave your
There's
friends
also-
behind, turn them to dust. They're not going to rust. It'll be a good time.
Yep, that happened.
Boop, 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 boop.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, anyways, Q&A with Tom at noon. On Wednesday, we're having the Delicio Factor, which is very exciting. Mike is going to do season 2 of Final Girl.
Yeah, sneak peek of that stuff.
Ooh. And then let's see, we've got lots of reviews, lots of fun stuff all week long. Sunday, some of our big ones, War of the Ring, the card game.
Yes.
Earth, Last Aurora, and Sabika. And Mountain Goats, which is way less big. But also,
Mountain Goats is what is like the ubiquitous game from All Play, formerly Board Game Tables, and none of us at the studio had ever played it before. So
now some of us have.
So now some of us have. Yeah, all the normal live shows are going to be coming up this week.
Yep.
So Smorgasbord on Thursday, crowd surfing on Wednesday.
Crowd surfing on Wednesday.
Right, but nothing else on Friday. Oh no, we do have Friday a live play, don't we?
Oh yes, we're going to be doing Forsaken on Friday. So
Oh yeah.
That is going to be a sponsored play from Game Trays Studios. Yeah. So Game Trays is now making whole games out of game trays, basically.
Like they cut up the game trays and they print on them and make cards?
I hope the dice are made of game trays.
Your characters are little game tray.
You could open up the dice and you can stick little cubes inside. I love this. All right, well, let's watch some more contributors.
Hello, Board Game Breakfast. So on today's video, I want to go ahead and ask you, what is a game that you're excited about that's coming out in 2023? Also, what is a game that you're excited for the Dice Tower to review in 2023? Leave all of your comments below. So a game that I am interested in and excited for that's coming out in 2023 is a Kickstarter I backed in 2022 called Dreadful Meadows. Cute artwork, mechanics were very interesting, and the Kickstarter was just one that, again, piqued my interest, and I can't wait for that to come out, and I get to hopefully play that, the deluxe version too, soon in 2023. So again, let us know what games you're looking forward to this year in 2023. So yeah, and also let us know what some games you're enjoying already within 2023. Is it a new release that's already come out, or is it a game from the past year, 2 years, 5 years, or is just a grail game that's really old? Let us know in the comments below. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoy your breakfast, and I will see you later. Toodles!
Hello, this is Oliver, and the game we are going to be talking about today is actually really similar in theme to a game our friend designed, and that game is called Portals and Profits, if you want to check it out. And the game we're going to be talking about today is called Trekking Through History. What I like about Trekking Through History is it has great art and great components. So it has like great plastic pieces, game trays, and a neoprene mat to hold all your cards on. And you can probably buy it at Target. It has great components for it not being a Kickstarter. So I think that's super cool. Another thing I like is that you can, I like because you're putting your cards in sequential order for dates. Like, yeah. And I think that's really fun trying to see how long you can make the stretch until you can't get another date that's similar. So I think that's fun. Another thing I like is the theme is great. I love history. History is like my favorite subject, and I love it a lot. And it actually has little descriptions of the dates. So if it's like 1776, it'll explain the signing of the Declaration of Independence on the back of the card. So I think that's a super cool concept, like out of game kind of thing. Another thing that I like that crystals, that has crystals that when you have a card, it tells you to go forward in time, like 3, say, and you have a crystal, you can make it only go back or only go forward in time 2 times. So I think that's a cool concept that they made. And yeah, I actually think that this game is probably one of my favorite games of the year. So you guys should totally check it out. It's a great game. Have a great breakfast. Bye.
All right, we're going to be going through another shelf here, another rack or another row of the board game library. Mike, hit it!
As we take a look at this shelf, 24A, this is a social deduction shelf. I have basically just this one shelf of social deduction games. We have 2 of the One Night Werewolf games, the original, which I think has the expansion in it, and then One Night Ultimate Supervillains. Why I picked Supervillains, I don't know. Phantom Inc. is sort of social deduction. It's a party game. It's team versus team as you're trying to guess clues. The Chameleon, everyone knows a word except one person, and you're giving clues, trying to figure out who that person is, but not have that person figure out the word. That's very similar to Spyfall. We have 2 copies of Spyfall, the original one, and then DC Spyfall, because people like superheroes. Then we have the original Bang here, which I don't know how often people play Bang these days. And then Bang the Duel. I think Bang the Dice game must be on a different shelf. Maybe it's in one of my card holders. Night of the Ninja, which is a fantastic, if you don't like social deduction games, you still might like this one. The Resistance, which is one of the most famous of all social deduction games. A lot of games are based on this one. One Night Revolution, which is a mixture of One Night Werewolf and The Resistance somehow. This is Quest, which is also The Resistance. This is the big Avalon, Resistance Avalon. It's just called Quest or whatever. Good Critters is a Dice Tower essential. Splitting up money. Escape from the Aliens in Outer Space. This is, some people are aliens, some people are humans. You don't know who. You're all writing stuff down at the same time. Hail Hydra, a Resistance-style game, but done in the Marvel Universe. Deception Murder in Hong Kong. One person's a murderer. Everyone's trying to figure out who they are. Dark Moon, which started as Battlestar Galactica, like a speed version of it, and now resembles it in no way whatsoever. Sheriff of Nottingham. This is one of the best games in this. This is a Frankenstein version. It's a Steam-on box, but most of the components inside are from Arcade Wonder. And then the newest addition to the list here, Feed the Kraken, which is a big, gorgeous, overdone production, but a pretty short social deduction game.
Not bad. I have got so much to say about this shelf.
I love social deduction games. Like, I might be one of the people in the office that actually really enjoys this genre in general. I used to play tons and tons. Like, I've played most of the games on this shelf with, like, my old game group back in North Carolina.
Really?
And, yeah, it's just a lot of... I mean, there's slight different variations, and, I mean, I have, like, an obvious favorite out of this shelf, but yeah.
Right, yeah. I'm curious to see if everyone can predict it, because I know for sure what it is. Do you know what
I don't know Roy's
clear
favorite.
Like,
no.
clear favorite here.
Is it Sheriff of Nottingham?
I really like Sheriff of Nottingham, but my favorite on this one is definitely Deception Murder in Hong Kong. Just because I played it with so many different groups and it's gone over so well. And the reason that social deduction game works so well is because it gives you something to like kind of start with. And there's a person that knows who the person is. They can kind of like try to lead you to their cards, and it's just, it feels thematic CSI, but at the same time it's just like solid. But yeah, they all have like their different quirks, all the different social deduction games there.
It's, have you played Deception?
I have not.
Okay, I played it recently. Roy taught it to me recently for the first time. And how it works, it's a bit like Mysterium, except the murder just happened.
Right.
And so someone is giving clues based on like murdery, deathy type of things.
Are they word clues? Are they picture clues?
There's picture cards that you have four murder weapons and then 4 clues left behind. And then the forensic scientist player has a whole bunch of boards that are basically like adjectives or like cause of death and things like that. And they're putting these little bullets on all of those to try to lead you because they know what those are. But the murderer picks those at the very beginning of the game, and they can actually kind of hide within their 8 cards kind of like what it is, because they might be able to pick something that like blends in with the other player's cards that's based off of it. And they could actually know that you're the murderer, but they have to have the correct murder weapon and the correct clue. So I played this game before and been like, there's only like one guess left, and I'd be like, oh yeah, well, I mean, I am the murderer, but
they have to properly convict.
Good luck figuring out the right one, you know? And like, it just makes it an exciting game. I played it with Ruthie and her friends. I played it with all of my game group. I played it with tons of different family members. It's been a lot of fun to play.
That's interesting. I have a very low tolerance for social deduction. Like, I want to play one game once a month or less, and I want it to be not too long. So I enjoyed Feed the Kraken because I felt like it was the right length, it was the right level of being involved, and
that's probably the newest one on the shelf too, right?
And I think thematically it just worked for me as well. I love the idea of throwing cultists off into the ocean and murdering them and stuff. It's fun.
I've enjoyed that the cult leader has been fed to the Kraken in every game of it that I've played or watched it played. In fact, cult leader Joey Evans is in the chat now.
Joey!
Yes, he will always be the cult leader.
I will now do the secret cult salute.
Get out. We're gonna. Oh wait, no, stay here on the ship.
Right, yeah.
We're going to throw you off into the
There's a
ocean.
lot of cool games on here. Like Good Critters is a fun game where it's like you have that whole back and forth, like Prisoners Dilemma type stuff in the game where it's like, oh, if he picks this card, that card, like trying to get the most money. Bang is a lot of fun. That was one of the first early social deduction games. I played a massive amount of
really
Bang back in the day. Like my dad still has that stuff, and we remember it fondly.
It's funny because I feel like Bang is one of those that I don't think social deduction, but I also didn't.
Definitely is.
But I
It's one-
also didn't love it, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is why I didn't love Bang.
Because we played that before we ever heard what the term social deduction was.
Yeah,
It's very
That makes
OG.
sense.
Like that's one of those games that I played pre-calling myself a board gamer or whatever. I played
right,
a ton
right,
of Bang.
exactly.
Spyfall's crazy with all the lying, with the locations.
I'm kind of torn on my favorite, either between Feed the Kraken on the shelf or Spyfall, because I think
really?
Spyfall is a really zany, fun time. You know, just the idea of everybody knows something except for one person, and then you're going around asking questions to other people. Games like Chameleon do that. There's other word games
Yeah.
like that. Fake artists do that.
It's because you're good at BSing.
But I think my favorite of that subgenre of social deduction games, the everyone knows something but one person, I think Spyfall's kind of the most fun because you can have some really clever moments being the person that doesn't know what to do at all.
Right.
You know, and there's of course the famous Dice Tower story, the whole, you know, the location was pirate ship, and so someone said on, I think it was a live stream game, someone was like, "Are you going to work today?" kind of a thing. And so someone was like, they're on the good team.
Right. Yeah.
And the one person who didn't know the location of the pirate ship was so confused how that was like a great question.
Right.
You know, and then of course, Jason, the immediate game afterwards, was like, "Are you hungry today?" And they're like, "Pirate ship!"
Yeah, Spyfall's fun, but sometimes if you're not like an outgoing person or like don't know how the game flows, it can be really hard to get into and like be kind of awkward.
Or if you don't understand all the subtleties of how to...
It's definitely very subtle.
I
I've
liked
seen-
the Dixit Universe version one of that, where you're the person that doesn't know what's going on. I don't remember which game it is. It's one of the Dixit ones where you play cards out and you're trying, and one person doesn't know.
No, not Dixit,
that's Detective Club.
Detective Club.
Yeah, but it uses the same kind of
very
artwork.
much.
Yeah, you can use this real cards.
I almost call it Spy Kids.
And I've played so much of the one night stuff. Like the play count on that is huge. So it's just kind of like, because the games are so quick.
Yeah.
But it's always very, very fun and quick, fast playing.
I played one night, only in one night. Never played it again.
Yeah, it didn't speak to me.
Didn't win.
I'm going with Spyfall. It's my favorite. Spyfall, Feed the Kraken.
Definitely Deception, We're in Hong Kong. But we didn't talk about Sheriff from Nottingham, which is Dice Tower Essentials, and I had a blast playing tons of that too. So.
Yeah, I've enjoyed my plays of that.
I've enjoyed that more than some of the other ones.
All right, so that's the best of the shelf.
Hey there, everyone. It's Jen, the board game librarian, with my bestest friend of all time, Matt, the dice chucker, on today's From the Page to the Table, where we pair books and board games together that share a common theme. Off to you, Matt.
Today we're talking about the book The Final Girl Support Group. This is by Grady Hendrix. This is about kind of a group therapy that is working through stuff they've gone through as the final girl in the horror films. And things go awry, as they often do. And they have to kind of together go through one last final girl adventure in many ways. And they each have a specific horror movie they've come from. And they all have their franchises and everything. So obviously, we're going to be pairing Final Girl with this. This is the box that holds everything for season 1. But of course, you could just take out the core box. This is a solo game, or you could play it 2 players or more if you just all make the same, like cooperate to make the same decisions, I guess. If you're jealous that you can't play Final Girl because it's just a solo game. This is a game all about timing and trying to find the best time to play cards and roll dice, and when you have a benefit of extra dice and getting successes and spending your equipment to do certain things, and you are trying to defeat whoever the boss is. And that's, it takes a lot from Hostage Negotiator. So,
Did you have a favorite pack that you've done so far, Matt?
I actually liked the Creech Manor because there was a lot of interesting, fun ways to go about the house. It's the one with the poltergeist in it. And they do come in these fun, VHS style tapes. Even the mats come in a VCR box right there.
Very cool.
Anyway, that's Final Girl, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Happy breakfast.
Bye.
This is a segment where we take a look at a board game based on an IP, and I tell you if the IP and the mechanisms match. Today we're going to take a look at Who Shook Hook, based on the television show Jake and the Neverland Pirates. On the turn, you're simply going to roll the number and move that many spaces and go in any direction you want. If you roll on a object, then you would choose that object, and you can take any goodie you want out of here. Let's see if I can get this off. You just have to use that object and hope you don't shook hook. Okay, got him out. If it falls in the water, it's gone. Otherwise, you get to keep it. If you land on a color, then you have to get that colored item out, but then you can use any item that you want. And then if you land on the spot of a certain treasure, then you would seek out that treasure to get off. Very, very simple to do. If you manage to get all the treasures off, the game will end. Whoever has the most treasures is the winner. If Hook falls, as he did in our example, the game will immediately end, and whoever has the most stuff is the winner. As you can see, the game clearly has Jake and Neverland Pirates plastered on it. You got Captain Hook, who is sleeping, and we're trying to take treasures away from him. Each of the players can be one of the characters from Jake and Neverland Pirates, even the parrot. And you'll be going around trying to, like in the show, take things away from Hook and do piratey-esque type things. And you'll be using different things, like a tweezers or shovel to take things off there that you'll be utilizing. In the show, you would find these things. In the game, you kind of stumble upon them as you roll and move. So in that respect, I think the IP and the mechanisms match. It feels like an episode of the show, if you will. I understand that you're competing against him and you don't want to be the one to wake him up, but you're finding these items and you're using these items to trigger the treasure, and you don't want Hook to catch you. And I think that really plays into just about every standard episode of Jake and Neverland Pirates. Now, this has been a family favorite of ours. We have played this game a lot. That may not be a credit to how good of a game it is, but it has been a pleasure playing this with my children over the last 12 years. And I've got a few more years where they're still going to enjoy this one. This has been a family favorite and a great one to recommend.
I really have to applaud Jason for sticking to his guns on this whole IP. Does it match the mechanisms of this game?
We're pirates.
Wow.
And our net doesn't hold anything.
There you go.
Just like a real pirate ship now.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, this is the Board Game Geek Store Spotlight. These are items that you can purchase on BGG, the Board Game Geek Store, www.somethingstore.com.
Yeah, Google that. Google that.
Yeah, Google that.
Go to Board Game Geek, find the tab, click store.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too advanced for me.
So there's lots of different things here. There's imports from different countries. There's little promos and stuff. There's what Wendy's showing off right now.
A hat.
With meeples.
Mm-hmm. Does that say geek on the back? I think. Oh, those are two different kinds.
They're two different kinds. Yeah, you can get the geeky one or the geeky one.
Oh, Roy and I are wearing
oversized.
Where's your meeple hat?
Yeah, yeah. Chris is the weird one out.
What do you mean I'm the weird one out?
You got the geek hat.
I'm fantastic. All right, so anyway.
You're a fantastic?
Yeah.
Oh.
We will probably plan to never wear these ever again in the state of Florida.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe when we travel up, like, I don't know where we'll travel.
I was in North Carolina, and it was quite cold, so it would have been good on my trip that I
don't know, it was kind of chilly. It was down in the 60s yesterday. In the evening, late at night.
Lots of cold rain.
Woe is us.
I was like, get me back to Miami.
I needed a sweater this morning.
But yeah, for all the northern states, hat.
Yeah. What else we got, Chris?
Roy, you want to show off this one here? The King of Tokyo promo, the fish market.
Tokyo, the fish market. Wow, this was actually pretty good. Roll a die, gain a heart for each 1, 2, 3, or heart you roll. And then you lose a heart for each fist you roll, which seems kind of interesting that a thing you're buying, it could hurt you. You gain 2 for each of these you roll, so interesting. You discard it and do that immediately.
Okay.
It's high fist, high reward.
So
you
little
roll
extra
all
promo
6
cards.
dice when you do it. Okay, cool. So you could have a bunch of things. This could heal you a ton, though. It'd be really good. So you eat the fish and heal up.
Oh, it's like Skyrim.
Just
you
like
eat the
Skyrim.
food and you're healed.
I shall perform some alchemy. Fish and cheese equals healing potion.
Yeah. Delicious. Indeed. What else we got, Chris?
If I ever buy a single promo card like this, I always just shuffle into like the top 20 cards of a deck. You know?
Because you want to actually play
try
it?
the new
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
A thing interesting possibly only me. These are the Zapotec asymmetric player boards. I'm not that hyped about them. Basically, when you cover up some of the buildings here, they give you a bonus, like a advanced level resource, and they just put them in different locations, whereas the ones of these boards that came in the base game,
they're all in the same location?
They're all in the same locations. It's not that big of a change up, but
it's asymmetrical.
But it is asymmetrical, so...
It's basically root now. The game is root now.
Yes. And then these two here. These
Are those pizza boxes? Did you get us pizza?
Is there actual food in them?
Well, yes. This one here will start with Ramen Chef. Or wait, which one is that, Mike? That's Ramen Chef. This is Ramen Chef.
That is not pizza.
This company...
Heidelberg or Heidelberg?
Heldberg.
Yeah,
nice. They make these like pizza box shaped games, and they genuinely do open that way.
Oh, they do open like a pizza box?
Yeah. They are imports from Germany, which I assume that they were Japanese games. But yeah, these ones are more difficult to find. We saw a booth at Essen showing these off. And unfortunately, Mike was too slow and didn't purchase the one that I really wanted to see. Mike, what was the name of that game?
Tokyo Poo Divers.
Tokyo Poo Divers. But Ramen Chef looks pretty good. This, I cannot read it because the packaging is in German, but it looks like it comes with actual chopsticks in there and like different ingredients.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then this other one that we got here.
Little Tokyo.
Little Tokyo. This one appears to, all the pictures I've seen
It's a
on
stacking game? That's awesome.
make it look like a stacking game, yeah.
That looks really cool.
Oh, interesting.
Wow. And it is definitely hefty for sure.
Yeah, they are not light. Is that, yeah, it looks like there's some little food tokens that you might be stacking as well as like other little knickknacks and stuff.
Food upon food.
Yeah, I like the aesthetic of these. I don't know, I like this Ramen Chef especially. That guy looks so happy.
And those
My favorite part
boxes
is that
look like Little Caesars, man.
There's no pizza involved in the games. It's like, it's food, not pizza.
It's food to go.
Well, this is, in Germany, this is how you actually get ramen delivered to you, is in a pizza box.
And it is waterproof, watertight, or you just have really dry ramen. What if it was like the dried ramen and was like that shape? That'd be gigantic.
My favorite thing is getting pho to go, where you have like the noodles in a baggie that's like tied up, and the broth separate, so you stick it together yourself when you get it home.
Mix it together.
Yeah, not in a pizza box.
There you go.
I do like pho. Not enough food comes in pizza boxes for some reason. Alrighty, well there you go. So that's some stuff that we're highlighting from the Board Game Geek store.
Happy breakfast, everyone. Now, there's not too many bird games out there. There's Wingspan, there's... yeah, not many others come to mind. So when Birdwatcher was it came across my radar, I thought, yeah, let's give that one a go, because it's a slightly underutilized sort of theme. Now, it's nothing like Wingspan. This is a much simpler set collection style game, where there are some twists. First of all, you're adding the cards from effectively open hands on your tree, and then you are adding them in an order at the sort of underneath into your photo journal. Now, the order of those really matters because it means you can break up sets by playing the wrong card at the right time, if that makes sense. You can also get publications which are scoring bonus points based on the sort of cards you've got before it, maybe anywhere in your photo journal, maybe for bonus points for completed sets or for certain types of birds. Does it really feel birdy? Not too much, but it does have some logics of taking pictures of birds and trying to add them to that photo journal. It is set collection with multiple ways to score points, be it from having variety of birds or maybe just having one of a certain type, the sicklebill. If you've got most of those, you get sort of a bonus score. It kicks off when you've got more than 2 players, because then everyone's squabbling a little bit more for the different sort of sets of cards. And yeah, it might be one to sort of check out, but it's not like Wingspan, just know that. That is a Birdwatcher, a brand new card sort of game from Renegade Game Studios. And enjoy the rest of your breakfast.
All right, folks, there you go. That's another Board Game Breakfast. We're wrapping up now. Remember that what's happening with Z is going to be pushed back by an hour.
So an hour and I can't see the clock. 21 minutes.
Good job.
See, I can be like Tom. I can do math and stuff and things.
You always compliment Tom, like, wow, you always can do the time really fast. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah. Yes, I can.
Yeah.
You did it.
It was
But,
a nice round number. Okay.
So yeah, at 11 o'clock, so an hour delay, what's happening? Marvel.
Snap.
There you go. Marvel Snap. And then the Q&A later today at noon with Tom. So make sure to ask him all about how his dental procedure worked. And he'll have a crown now.
Nitty gritty details. That's what everybody wants.
Giving out the crowns.
Yeah, there's no question that is not intrusive enough. I'm just kidding.
Nix that.
All right, anyway, thanks for coming by another Board Game Breakfast. My name's Chris Yee.
I'm Wendy Yee.
And I'm Roy Kennedy.
Have yourselves a crown-tastic day.
Thanks for watching Board Game Breakfast. Tune in each week for your daily dose of gaming goodness with Tom Vassell and all the gang. Until next time, I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching Board Game Breakfast, a Dice Tower production.